Hello, so part one of how to play the baritone ukulele. This is an Ortega mid-range instrument. It's tuned like the top four strings of a normal guitar. So we have D, G, B and E. These are nylon strings, so they're very easy on the fingers and it's easier to hold down. And if you don't put steel strings on a baritone ukulele, not this one anyway. So today we're going to learn some easy chords that go together, and an example, a couple of songs too that you can sing in a slow way, which makes it easier for chord changes. The chords we're going to learn today are C, F, G and A minor. And the two songs we're going to learn are Skye Boat Song and Sloop John B. Very easy. 4 chords in one song, 3 chords in another. So let's have a look. First of all, C, the C chord. You have your first finger on the first fret of the B string, second to the top. And your second finger on the second fret of the bottom string. And the other 2 strings, the G and the E, are open. And this is the C chord. The next chord we're going to learn is the F chord, which is the most difficult for beginners, but you can get the hang of this. If you use the second finger and the third finger, the second finger on the first fret of the next to the bottom string, the G string, and the third finger on the second fret of the bottom string. Now that, the other 2 strings are open, the top 2 strings are open. That's an E chord, so it's an extra chord you can learn. But if you just move those 2 fingers up the fretboard and place your first finger across the strings, all 4 strings, you get the F chord. And if you don't get this string to ring out, don't worry about it, but try and put a bit of pressure on. You should get them all down. And when you strum them all together, it sounds fine. So that's the F chord. So you've got the C chord, then you've got the F chord, and now the G chord is simple. You just hold down the 3rd fret of the top string using any finger that suits you really. And the other 3 strings, the bottom string, the next to the bottom, and the next to the top, are open. That's the G. So now we've got C, F, G, and back to C. And the 4th chord we're going to learn today is the A minor. This is the fingerings is exactly the same as a guitar actually. You've got the first finger on the first fret of the B string next to the top, the second finger on the second fret of the bottom string, and the third finger on the second fret of the next to the bottom string, and the top string is open. That is A minor. And you need this chord for the chorus of the Skye Boat Song. So let's try this out, and the strumming pattern today is just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2 and 3. So we start with C, and then we're going to go to G. So sing me a song of a land that is gone, to C. Say could that F lad be I, back to C. C, Mary of song, she sailed on a day. C, over the F, C, to Skye, C. So we've got the first line, C, G, C. Sing me a song, G, of a lad that is gone, back to C. Say could that F lad be I, C. C, Mary of soul, G, she sailed on a day. C, over the F, C to Skye, C. Now the brilliant chorus where you bring in the A minor. Billow and breeze, G, islands and seas, F, mountains of rain and sun, A minor. So you're going from A minor, remember that chord, A minor, first finger on the first fret of the B string, second finger on the second fret of the bottom string, third finger on the second fret of the next to the bottom, top string open. A minor. Billow and breeze, G, islands and seas, F, mountains of rain and A minor, sun. Repeat, A minor, all that was good, G, all that was fair, F, all that was me, A minor is gone, back to G, which takes you into the next verse. So it's this pesky F chord that's going to get you, isn't it? You're thinking, I can't play that, but actually you can. Second finger on the second fret of the next to the bottom string, third finger on the third fret of the bottom string, and then put your first finger across the all four strings of the bottom of the first fret. Just get used to it. Three chords that go together: C, F, and G. Many songs are with those three chords without the A minor. The A minor just happens to be in the Skye Boat Song, which gives you that edgy chorus. So if you sang Sloop John B, this will be a little bit easier for you because you've got the time to change and there's not so many changes. So again, it's in C. Come on, the Sloop John B. 1, 2, 3. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. We come on the Sloop John B. My grandfather and me. Around Nassau we did from C to G roam, drinking all night. C again, got into a F fight. C, well I feel so broke up. G, I wanna go home. C. So really the first three lines are in C, and at the end of that third line is a G. And the chorus is the same, C. So hoist up the John B sail, see how the mainsail sets, call for the captain ashore, let me go, and then G home, let me go, C home. F home. C, well I feel So you've got three chords, that's all, C, F and G. And if you can get that F chord, just keep persevering with it and try to go from C to F, from G to F. Just keep practicing it and you'll get there. And once you can do this, once you've got that F chord, move up to the 3rd fret, keeping the fingers exactly the same, and you've got a G. A nicer way of playing a G, if you like. You move two more, you've got an A. Movable chord, exactly the same fingering. And that's when you can start to become sort of more adventurous on the baritone ukulele. So we've learned 4 chords. We've learned C, F, G and the A minor. The D chord is exactly the same as it is on the guitar. You've got the first finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd to the bottom string, the G string. You've got the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the top string and the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, 2nd to the top. The bottom string stays open and you can play it. This is the C. Now you want 3 chords that go together are C, G and E. Well, you've sort of played the E before, except you've not put the bar on it, but you've got the same fingering. You've got, this time you can use the 1st and the 2nd finger. 1st finger on the 1st fret of the next to the bottom string, the G string. The 2nd finger on the bottom string, and the other 2 are open. This is the E chord. It's the E chord, then you've got the G chord, and then you've got the D chord. So you're building up your list of chords. A, if you like, A is simply holding down the 2nd fret of the bottom string, the 2nd fret of the next to the bottom string, and the 2nd fret of the next to the top string, and leave the top string open. How you play that is up to you, but really it's better if you use your 1st, 2nd and 3rd fingers and keep this top string open. That's the A. A minor, A. So you're building up your chords. I think they're the main ones that you want. Another easy chord, which often goes with D, is the E minor, and that is a 1-finger chord. E minor is just hold the 2nd fret of the bottom string, and the other 3 strings are open. That's E minor. And when you've got the E minor, and the A minor, and the G and the D, you've got Scarborough Fair. A minor. Are you going to G, Scarborough Fair? A minor. Parsley, sage, rose, D, Mary and time. A minor. Remember me. E minor to the A minor. One who lives G. She once was G, E minor, a true love, back to A minor, and it's just verse after verse after verse. And so there's so many songs you can sing with the few chords that maybe you've learnt today. By all means, download a chord chart from the internet, there's many of them. Concentrate if you could on the major chords and just some of the minor chords, the A minor and the E minor, and sometimes the D minor. And the D minor is quite an easy chord to play. First finger on the 1st fret of the top string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G string next to the bottom, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. Bottom string is open. It's a nice chord. It's D minor. So you've got a D minor, got an A minor, and then you've got the E minor, which go together, D minor. So you've got a lot of chords there, a lot of songs you can sing. Pick some folk songs if you like folk from the internet, and you'll find that the chords that you've learnt today will fit nicely into a lot of these songs. Molly Malone is a nice song too, but I'm not going to go into lots of songs today. But that's the part one of a few chords that will get you into, hopefully, into this wonderful instrument, the baritone ukulele. Speak to you again.